This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
We're talking about shows from the past that seem to be forgotten. I think what spurred this entire conversation is you'd never heard of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Correct. I had no idea what that meant.
And that was on TV all the time when I was young. Quantum Leap is another one that I remember watching. Do you remember that show at all?
No.
It's where they would time travel and all of a sudden they'd be in the Western days trying to solve a crime. It was such a good show.
It sounds amazing. I honestly think 90s television shows were next level good. Do you remember the show Wishbone? I learned more watching Wishbone than any social studies class.
Well, I think that now the focus on how to make money when it comes to media is so scattered that you're having people that may have worked in television. Now they're just like TikTok creators, or now they, work for a marketing company and do videos for Instagram. There's just a lot more avenues where people can make money with creativity. Whereas back then it was like TV or movies or TV commercials.
Right. We never got a look inside someone's personal life. There was no platform for us to watch what they do on the daily. We'd have to wait for that one episode once a week on a channel.
Right. So I wish we could go back to that much focus on TV, because you're right. There were some great shows.
Now, TLC had some gems back in the day. Do you remember the show What Not to Wear?
Oh, do I? I have this button in here ready at all times.
So fashionistas Stacey and Clinton they'd have somebody nominated by family and friends because they had terrible style, and then they'd get this $5,000 makeover, but they were ruthless. Mm-hmm. They'd go through their closet and be like, everything is trash. It was so entertaining.
That's another thing when you look back, how ruthless TV shows were. Do you remember Hot or Not, where people would come out and stand in the middle of the stage and then the judges would use laser pointers to tell them which part of their bodies weren't hot?
That can't be a thing anymore.
They'd give them a rating from 1 to 10. What?
Well, that's why Tyra Banks had to apologize recently when there were old episodes of America's Next Top Model that were leaked, and she would make fun of some of the models' large foreheads. There was cultural appropriation in some of the episodes. It was bad. But we did get a text from someone saying, do you remember the Tyra Banks show? She had a daytime television show. I completely forgot about that.
That's true.
Some other suggestions or TV shows that you are convinced people forgot about and you watched it growing up. Werewolf on Campus, Ready or Not, Felicity, Student Bodies. Majority of these are Canadian television shows too. Now, there's a TV show that just came to my mind, and I don't know if anyone else watched it. The Swan.
No, is it?
So
I think I know which one this is.
It was people that were voted to be really ugly.
Right.
And then they would get this massive plastic surgery, and then they'd reveal them at the end of the episode and call them a swan. They went from an ugly duckling to a swan. My mom and I used to watch that.
Yeah.
That's toxic. That was toxic for my brain growing up. But we loved it.
It's crazy when you look now at how many people focus with their self-image when you were growing up watching those shows. If I caught my daughter watching something like that, it would lead to a 1-hour conversation about body positivity, and then instead we would watch something really heartwarming like The Mighty Ducks.
My mom and I would sit, we'd eat popcorn, and we'd be like, oh, can't wait to see what she looks like at the end. Meanwhile, we're looking down at our own bellies and grabbing them and
eating popcorn off of the roll.
107.
Time for Recommend Something. 780-784-7107 if you'd like to share a recommendation with us.
First, I'm going to read Axel's text. My recommendation for this morning is this amazing book I just finished reading by Jay Shetty. It's called Live Like a Monk. I've heard of this book.
I've also heard of Jay Shetty. I don't mean to wreck this.
Okay.
But he steals 95% of his stuff and claims it as his own.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah. He'll just find old memes and then use them as if they're his inspirational thoughts.
How did you know that? Do you follow him?
I haven't followed him before, but I followed somebody that did a deep dive on him. And it was like he's monetizing off other people.
Well, now I need to read this book and copy and paste them into Google to see if they're stolen from someone else.
Or just use them for yourself, copy and paste them, because if he did it, you can. And you should come out with a book.
Yeah, I'm just going to write that exact book again, just a different title. Just kidding. My recommendation today is actually something that I want you to not do. I made the mistake of ordering sweatpants online because in my mind right now, sweatpants are in, jeans are out.
So you wanted some high quality
So I wanted
ones.
some like nice black sweatpants that would look really cute with a tight top and some cool shoes. So I ordered some off of Dynamite. I got the order in to the house yesterday and I opened it and I didn't realize that I paid $50 for these sweatpants that are so generic. They look exactly like the ones you could buy from Walmart for probably $15 to $20.
Right.
Huge fail. Don't do that.
So
don't be me.
buy expensive sweatpants.
Don't buy sweatpants online. Go to a store where you know the quality is going to be just as good.
Well, and I know for guys, sweatpants, you need to try them on before you buy them.
Why?
There's a big difference in how they look.
Oh, okay.
Like if they look like they fit real well,
Okay.
you'll get some positive attention. There's other ones that don't look good.
I just can't believe I dropped $50 on these black sweatpants that look
Yeah.
exactly like generic brands. So yeah, huge fail.
My recommend something today is a parenting hack I discovered yesterday after my 9-year-old had a bit of a meltdown and went to her room about losing a foot race that we had. And
Sounds competitive. I wonder where she gets that from.
anyway, she goes to her room. She's a little upset. So I went in there, and it probably would have taken me 15 minutes of talking to dissolve the situation,
Okay.
calm her down. Instead, I pretended I was very gassy and walked in and said, "You're going to have to excuse me. I don't feel very well, but I do have time to talk."
So the goal is to get them to laugh.
Yeah, and she was laughing, and we were wrestling within
Perfect.
2 minutes.
That's so funny.
Pretend you're gassy in order to chill your kids out if they're having a temper tantrum.
I'd like to take this moment to brag about a dear friend of mine, Evan Gallant. He's from here, and both of his parents are philanthropists. In fact, they've won awards for everything they do in the community, and he is following very close in their footsteps. He started Heal Yeg, where he raises money for different nonprofits in the city, and the latest one is something called Share a Meal with Heal. And this weekend on Saturday, if you don't have anything to do, a really cool thing that is raising money for Operation Friendship Senior Society, which has served Edmonton's inner city seniors since 1969. Really cool. So basically what you do is you go and pick up this kit from a local public eatery, and over Zoom, you cook spaghetti shrimp scampi. There's also a cocktail kit where you'll be making some fun cocktails before that. And yeah, all the money is going to be going
That's fun.
to inner city seniors. So if anybody wants more information on this, text us right now and I'll send it your way. And I'm really proud of you, Evan.
Tell me something good.
My story is about a student who just got a full ride scholarship to college, and he had been saving heavily through high school to put himself through college. So what did he do? He's donating his money to send another student to college.
No.
So he's using his full ride to go and donating $43,000 that he's saved up.
Can you imagine being that
Another
nice?
student could go. That's just incredible. Like, and I can only imagine how much fun you could have with $43,000 at college.
Right.
Like, take the free ride, and then like also you'd have like the best time. But this is probably a much better idea as far as succeeding at college.
Tell me something good.
Do you have a famous follower?
Inez wrote in saying, Spencer Pratt followed me when I had Twitter. Why would you delete Twitter when Spencer Pratt is reading your tweets? Spencer's crazy.
Spencer Pratt can read?
He's scary to me. Like his eyes are sharp eyes.
He looks a little crazy for
I don't
sure.
trust that guy. I remember when Melissa Joan Hart followed me on Twitter.
Really?
And I was so pumped about it because I loved Sabrina the Teenage Witch growing up.
And Clueless. She was so good in that.
She's not in Clueless.
Isn't
It's
she
not the same actress.
Alicia Silverstone and Melissa Joan Hart are the same
No,
person.
they're not. So I was all pumped that Melissa Joan Hart followed me. I just checked now. She unfollowed me.
No. That hurts.
I'm pissed.
My big follow is Diener from FUBAR.
Yes, so he commented on Ryder's last Instagram post, and my mind was blown. I was like, are you guys friends?
So the pug queen, so she's a pug rescuer, and I'm really into rescuing dogs. She is famous for rescuing pugs all over the world. And so I created a Instagram account for Chewy a couple of years ago. And he started following me, or him, actually. And I was really excited when she liked the first post. I was just super excited.
So how many followers does the pug queen have, roughly?
Oh, the pug queen has lots of followers. I'll tell you right now.
I just love that it's your dog that's getting all the clout, but you're like, I birthed this dog, so it's basically my child.
Totally right. The pug queen has 123,000 followers.
Oh.
Whoa.
Time for a little Unsung Heroes, where we give shout-outs to people, places, and things that don't always get the attention and notoriety they deserve.
Shout out to McDonald's bringing back the Smarty McFlurry. Is anyone else convinced it never left? Are they playing a trick on me?
Yeah, next week, the return of the Big Mac. Shout out to businesses serving their paper straws in single-use plastic cups. I'm not sure you get it.
They're halfway there. Shout out to bragging about a throwback movie that's now available to watch and forcing your roommates to watch it with you. But it turns out it hasn't aged well. It's actually a huge piece of turd. I'm looking at you, Coyote Ugly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forced Grant to watch it with me over the weekend, and he fell asleep within 5 minutes. I was so embarrassed. It was terrible.
Even with all them ladies?
Yes, it was not good.
Shout out to this being the perfect afternoon to hit a patio and watch the 3 o'clock Oiler game.
Nice. Oh, wait. Shout out to... We didn't plan that, by the way. We don't read these to each other and write a script, I promise. I promise.
I literally had "oh wait" written though.
No.
Yeah, I promise.
Shout out to places that serve lunch and dinner. Try that again.
What's a dinner?
Shout out to places that serve lunch and dinner menu items, but open up before 11 a.m. You are the real MVP. Sometimes I want pizza at 9 a.m.
A&W, man. Burgers for breakfast all day.
Love it.
Shout out to the city not picking up my yard waste that was in my black bags,
They have to be in clear bags.
which is now the yard waste that's on my neighbor's lawn.
You dumped it out? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No biggie.
Shout out to... you should go to the forest and do it. Is that illegal?
Probably.
It is, isn't it? Even if it's like leaves and stuff?
Yeah, it's like dead grass and dog turds. I don't know if the forest wants that.
No, it doesn't. Shout out to all of the clothing companies that have really cute dresses right now that actually cover up bra straps properly. It's about time. Too bad I have nowhere to go. P.S. Hit me up right now if you want to know what websites I'm scrolling here at work during office hours. There are so many good ones on a certain website. I'll send it your way.
And finally, shout out to your kids telling you that they don't have homework when they definitely have homework roughly 5 days a week. Are you sure? Yeah, Dad.
I don't think I have homework.
Quit asking me. I told you already. Okay, let me check. Okay, actually, I do have a little bit.
I actually have 5
I
assignments.
actually have to do this tonight. Strange how everyone is the same person. You were just telling me off air about a study that we're going to get into here about FaceTime and like group chat and whatnot.
Zoom calls all day. That's what you do for work.
And how much more time people are spending looking at themselves in the Zoom calls. And like, you catch yourself, and I don't know what it is about your human instinct, but it's always to look, like I always check back in with myself to make sure I'm not looking like an idiot. Like I play Friday Night Poker with a group of about 12 guys every Friday, and we Zoom at the same time. And it's amazing how many times I catch myself looking at myself.
Man, if I was in that Zoom call, I would be looking at all of your 12 friends.
Yeah, there's some good looking men there. And maybe that's why I keep checking back with myself.
You're
to be
like, am I doing okay?
Am I still the funniest looking of the bunch? Yep, still the funniest looking of the bunch.
Hey, but you're winning.
Yeah, I'm winning a lot of the poker games. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But no, it is interesting, and apparently it's caused an increase of 10% in cosmetic surgery bookings.
Yep. Because it can be damaging if you're constantly throughout the day analyzing yourself. You're like, oh, I hate my nose. I don't like how big my forehead is.
Are you talking about me directly?
No.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
like trying to think of examples. I was staring straight at you, though. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm totally kidding. But yeah, it's really interesting. 10% increase in cosmetic surgery. It's kind of sad at the same time, because when you are staring at yourself for too long, you do start to think of your flaws, and that shouldn't be the case.
I've always appreciated the people that get the cosmetic surgery and are open and like confident that this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I feel better because of it. Like,
Totally.
my brother went through a midlife crisis and bought like the coolest vehicle. It's like, what are they called? A Defender. And he like had it shipped in from Italy. He spent way too much on it, but it is the coolest thing. And he said, every time I get in it, I get like happy like I was when I was a kid again. So he's like, I know it's ridiculous. I know it was a midlife crisis buy, but
it was expensive.
it's so worth it to me every time I get in. Like it fills me with happiness. So I as much as it's like sad that people feel like they need to get cosmetic surgery, I'm kind of on the team of like, go for it.
But also, when they say 10% cosmetic surgery increase, that doesn't necessarily mean going to the fullest extent. Maybe you're looking at yourself and you're like, oh man, I need some Botox in my forehead. Like, it could be something as simple as that.
Right. Yeah, and so like...
Which I support Botox. I love Botox.
I've looked at my nose a lot during these calls.
Okay.
But like, I do have a trouble breathing since I broke it. And
if I had a deviated septum, do you know how quick I would be getting in there to be like, yeah, I needed it.
Well, and I
needed it for health reasons.
Can you fix that and also straighten it out?
That's what they do.
And chop the little droopy part at the end a little bit. Like, if I could get that covered, maybe I should look into it. Anyway.
I dare you.
I'm going to be a new man.
But you do have a cool nose. It's unique.
Yeah.
Big noses are cool. I'm just saying that because I also have one.
What can be done with these masks when we're done using them?
Well, there's a lot of people on our text line, including Marsha, Jack, who said masks are going to be used forever. They love wearing their mask. Why not? Especially if you aren't feeling well.
Sure.
Wear a mask.
Absolutely. But come on. If you're feeling great, it's a nice day, you're walking into the grocery store, the pandemic's long behind us, you're going to mask up?
No.
I don't think so. Most people won't.
No.
Maybe the germaphobes. But even so...
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You don't need to have 7 in rotation if you're not wearing them. So keep your favorite as a mask. What are you doing with the other 6 is our question.
TU wrote in saying we can make them into seat covers. And then she proceeded to send a picture of how many masks she has on her passenger seat in her car.
Right. So she's already halfway there.
That's really funny.
780-784-7107. What do you think?
I don't know. Make a quilt. I don't know. Save them for the next pandemic.
That's what I said. I was like, can we just like keep them in our pocket for the next plague?
No.
What?
You two are negative Nancy's.
Can you actually imagine if someone gifted you a quilt that's like, hey, these are all of the masks of our family members. They breathed heavily into them during a pandemic. Would you like to snuggle up with this and watch a movie?
I know, gross.
Thank you for the call. Okay, here's my idea. This is a good one.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's turn them into little Barbie or Thundercat action figure parachutes. So you tie them around the arms, you go up on your roof,
toss them off.
Throw them off and see if they like parachute down. You know what? Barbies might be too heavy. You might have to go like G.I. Joe, something a little smaller.
Even that, don't you think the mask would weigh them down too quick?
No, it depends on the mask.
What is the perfect toy that we can use with a cloth mask?
Yeah, I think the G.I. Joe is the angle. They're not very heavy. They're just little guys.
Just little.
Yeah.
Wojtek wrote in saying, good morning. What if we string all of the masks together from coast to coast and show this pandemic that united, we can get through anything? See, I think that's really cute, but I instantly start visualizing how dirty they'd get. It'd be like dragging on the ground, ocean.
Are we united? I've never felt the more of the opposite through this.
Chelsea just wrote in, just throw them in the effing garbage and forget about it.
It is time for Lisa's Sports Minute. Let's get it, girl.
The The Blue Jays are playing pretty good. They won last night.
Yes.
They weren't winning, and then they ended up winning.
Hey.
They also play again tonight and tomorrow morning. That's weird. But at the same time, I've seen Angels in the outfield several times. And there's that one scene where Tony Danza is having a hot tub immediately after the game to work out his right arm while smoking a cigarette. And you got to think it's because he's preparing to have another game in under 12 hours.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's the cigarette that really helps with that the most.
In that movie, he's the third character in the first 20 minutes of the film to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
Smoking in the 90s, very glorified in children's movies.
Okay, but like NHL playoffs coming up.
Yeah. Okay, so those start this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Kind of. One of the divisions does, yeah.
Not ours?
Not ours. We
Okay.
still have like regular season games going into next week.
Okay. Cool.
But we
So-
do know who we're playing in the first round, it looks
Yes,
like.
Montreal.
No.
We're playing Montreal right now.
Correct.
Regular season. So next week during
Yeah.
playoffs, we're playing the Canucks.
No, they're not even in playoffs.
Who's left? Winnipeg.
Yes, the Winnipeg.
Winnipeg Jets.
Yes. We've had good luck with them in playoffs in the past, so hopefully that continues.
And last but not least, NBA playoffs are happening right now, I think.
Nope, not yet.
NBA regular season is happening.
Yeah, almost playoff time, though. Who do you got winning it all this year?
I'd have to go with the Chicken Nuggets. Who are the Nuggets? Like, I literally don't know.
Denver is the
Denver
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
That's your pick, hey?
I like Nuggets.
Jamal Murray, I'm pretty sure, is on that team. And he's a Canadian boy, and he hurt himself pretty bad. So
Oh,
I don't know if
great.
that's a great pick.
Shoot.
A lot of people saying Brooklyn could do it. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
You remember him?
I do, actually.
He's the head coach there now. I'm telling you the truth.
I believe you. I
And-
know exactly what he looks like.
And then the Lakers also with LeBron, the other
Cool.
kind of big team.
But
that-
not the Raptors. They're done.
Correct. Wow, look at you.
I know.
You're getting too good at sports. This is like when we had to cancel the mini pop segment because my daughter got too good at singing and it wasn't like adorable anymore. It,
It was
just looked
just-
like I was bragging.
It's just a dad trying to show off that his kid's good at something.
Yeah, you need to stop paying attention to sports, Lise.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.